Merry Christmas, KT Saddlery customers, and welcome to Focus on Friends. Today we're in Pipersville at the art studio of Mary Sand. We're going to get to go inside the studio and see some of the wonderful work that she does, her painting and sculpting. So let's go. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Tim.
Can we come in to see your studio?
Yes, of course.
Let's come in. Okay. Now, Mary, this is a limited edition sculpture?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's learn about this. Obviously, we can see this is dressage.
It is.
Yes. Okay, so tell us about this sculpture.
Okay. I created the sculpture when I was putting together a proposal for a life-size statue for the United States Dressage Federation.
I remember that.
Yes, that was
Yes.
an exciting process. And I ended up creating this as a limited edition of 9. It's based on the dressage, the half pass is the movement.
Okay.
The dressage movement.
This is
that
what
they're
this horse
performing.
is doing right now?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And it's a piece that I particularly enjoyed because I have ridden dressage in the past. And so writing the particular movement helped to create, the feel of the horse and rider riding movement correctly. So it was quite an exciting piece to create. I sell this as a limited edition of 9. And I can tell you a little bit about the process of creating limited editions.
Okay, let's move over here and Mary can show us the process of how she goes about doing beautiful pieces like this. Okay, Mary, so obviously we're starting over here. This is how you start.
Yes, this here is an armature that I start with, and I create the movement of the horse and rider starting in the armature.
And you can actually in your mind see that.
Yes.
Just from this, which to me just looks like wire, but you can actually see what you're going to work towards.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's taken, a few years' experience to create it accurately enough so that when you do apply the clay and create the sculpture in clay, you're not moving the wires around, to hit the mark in terms of the anatomy. So it is very important that you get it right from the start in the armature. So with that, I start, putting the clay on, starting with the center of the body and then going outwards to the limbs and the tail, and then the head and mane and the finer details. And it goes quite quickly in the beginning when you put the mass of the clay on, but then you slow down
As you
dramatically
do the details.
Exactly. Exactly.
So now here we have wire. Here it's clay.
Maquette.
What is this? Because obviously it's a different color. It's still the clay, but has some other process happened here.
Actually, there is one step in between this,
Okay.
and that is creating the mold of this clay piece. I can show you this mold as an example.
Okay.
It's a polyurethane rubber that is applied to the clay that creates the initial mold, and this captures all of the details of your original clay horse or subject. Then after this mold is created, there's a mother mold, which is usually in the form of plaster with some sort of fiberglass content, and that's applied to the rubber to keep the shape of this rubber mold.
Okay.
So after this is created, this is pulled apart, the clay is pulled out, and you've got a negative mold to pour the wax into. So then I create a wax positive, which is this.
Okay.
You pour the wax into the mold, and then once it sits, long enough, cools off, you pull the mold off of the wax, and this is what you have. And a lot of times with larger pieces, the wax is cast in pieces, and then it's either put together in the wax or when it's cast in metal, it's sometimes welded together. The pieces are welded together. So you may
Okay.
have, a leg that is cut that is later welded together, or, you know, various things like that.
So then moving from there, now here's the finished sculpture right here. You
right.
chose the patina for
Well,
this.
there's another step involved.
Okay.
Once the wax is poured and I've chased it to remove any imperfections, this is shipped to California to the foundry that I have a relationship with for a number of years. They dip it in a ceramic slurry over and over again and create a ceramic shell. Once they achieve the right thickness, they fire it, fire the shell, the wax melts out, which is called the
Ah,
lost wax process.
okay.
So then the shell is used to actually pour the bronze into.
Oh,
So once the bronze is poured, the shell is broken away from the wax or the bronze, and then they have the metal. I fly out to California and I chase the wax, which I use grinding tools and just remove any imperfections, check the welding, make sure it's fine, and then I supervise the patina, which this is, has a patina, a darker patina, um, and patinas can come in any color. They can reflect, the color of the horse, if that's desired, as maybe in commissioned sculptures. Um, so yeah, it's quite a lengthy process.
and this one's called Breathtaking, too.
Right.
It's beautiful. Mary, this is beautiful. I
Thank
love
you.
this. Now, this is an oil painting,
Yes.
okay, and it's one of a kind,
Yes.
correct? And this would be, and we've talked before about Ami,
Uh-huh.
your warm blood,
Yes.
and you loved him so much.
I did.
So tell me about the medium of painting.
Okay.
Tell me about how you did this. How did you create this?
Okay. Well, I was inspired to start painting when my Hanoverian, Ami, had, reached probably 23 years old. He was getting older and he had some debilitating, physical issues as he was aging. And I knew, at a point a year and a half ago that I would probably lose him soon.
Hmm.
And so I wanted a way of capturing him, in the light that I see him on a daily basis. And it only seemed appropriate to do something on the larger scale because he was 18 hands and he had tremendous personality. And he was just the once in a lifetime horse for me. And so I picked up the paintbrush and started working away on it. And um, I basically use calipers to measure, my horse so that I get the proportions correct. But I start with an initial drawing on the canvas, and then I start characterizing the tones, as you would with the human
Mm-hmm.
portrait, and then just work away at it. The paint that I use is actually a water mixable oil, which is wonderful because
It's easier to work with?
I had problems in the beginning with straight oil paint. I seemed to be allergic. I
Oh,
felt,
okay.
it gave me headaches. So the water mixable works just as well as oil, and yet it doesn't seem toxic to me. So it's been really, really a wonderful experience for me. And I've gone on to paint portraits for some of my clients who have purchased
So you
sculptures
can
from me.
also do commission paintings for people as well.
Yes,
You
absolutely.
work in that medium. And just tell me, so you just felt as though the painting of him captured him more so than a sculpture?
Well,
That's kind of what you were aiming for?
it's just that the size, casting in bronze is very expensive. And I wanted something large, really, to depict his size and his spirit. And, I couldn't
do
create a
something that
sculpture
large.
that elaborate,
Okay.
right, at the cost. So I felt that this would be something that would satisfy my need, that would sort of keep his presence in front of me for years to come. So
And he has such presence. He's
he
beautiful.
certainly did. Thank you. Thank you.
Now we're outside at Mary's house with two of her pygmy goats. What are their names, Mary?
This here is Sully, and that's Sassy.
Sully and Sassy. Now, how old are they?
They're about 7 years old. I've had them since they were 8 weeks. They were small enough so that I could hold both of them on my arms. And I originally got pygmy goats to serve as companions to my horses. Because now my horse actually has a companion pony.
Okay.
So,
so they're here on their own.
yes.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
I like these pygmy goats.
They're wonderful, wonderful pets. Very easy to keep.
Yeah, they seem very hardy.
They are very friendly.
Hi, Sully. Hi, buddy.
Hi, sweet.
All right, well, let's go move over and we'll take a look at your horses.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now we're in Mary's barn. This is Mary's wonderful warm blood Machu, who I love. Mary, tell us about Machu.
Machu Picchu, actually. I have known him since he was 2 years old. He belonged to my dearest friend, Janine Klein, and I knew them when they lived in California. We rode together, I with my horse Ami and Janine with Machu, and she convinced me to move to Bucks County in 2002, and sadly, I lost my friend to cancer in 2003. It was, just the most devastating loss, I've experienced. And I now have her horse Machu, and I'm happy that, I'm able to, take care of him in his retirement. And
I think he's happy too, Mary.
He keeps me company, that's for sure.
He's beautiful.
He's a very, very sweet
And he
horse.
loves his attention.
Yes. And so he has a companion pony, Lightning, over here in the corner.
Oh, here's Lightning, munching on his hay.
Lightning came from Last Chance Ranch. I took him on as a companion pony initially to my horse Ami, and they became absolutely inseparable. He's a very, very good companion. And now, with Ami gone, he keeps Machu
Company. Yeah.
So,
oh, he's cute.
yeah, he's a lovely boy.
Well, thanks, Mary, for showing us your horses, your goats, and your studio.
Thank you.
We had a wonderful time here with you today.
Well, good. Thank you, Kim. Thanks for visiting.
And Merry Christmas.
Thank you. To you, too.